Good morning, YouTube. So, I probably think I've done a video about this before. And what blows my mind is I watched a popular YouTube specialist, and he is a Ford employee. And he was talking about replacing taillight assemblies on an 18 F-150, top-of-the-line F-150. And it had medium CAN bus communication problems. So that's just where this all comes from. The video I watched last night. And $5,600 for taillight assemblies, camera modules, wire harness, partial wire harness in the back, and some diagnostic time. And some locating parts fees, which blew my mind. So when you go to the dealership, I think some people have been brainwashed over time to think that they are God and they can just reach into your bank account and use fancy terms or use just any terms to say and justify the fees that they charge you. So the industry has changed a lot with costs. Environmental fees, tire disposal fees, hazmat fees. Some places charge for oil disposal fees, oil filter disposal fees. There's also a tire tax that we have to pay here in South Jersey. I don't know who else is doing that. Then you have shop supplies, miscellaneous materials, supply charges. So the newest one is locating your parts. I don't understand that. It's not like you're calling the manufacturer and waiting online for hours and hours and hours to get an answer on where and when these parts are going to get done. Now, I will tell you, Rachel makes 3 to 4 phone calls depending on the products and where we have to go. She may even call 3 or 4 different dealerships, Chevy or whoever, if they don't want to give up the information on the locator on where the parts are. She will actually call, Chevy, GMC, Cadillac, because it's all GM, and see who has it and see who has the best price. Believe it or not, within 10 miles of my center, there's 3 GMC, Chevy stores, and all different costs of parts to me. Do you feel that locating your parts, was that the words that they used?
What?
Was that the words that he used last night?
What?
Locating?
Location of parts, yeah.
Location of parts fee. Blew my mind. I can't imagine. And you said it was the tune of $300?
I swore he said 300.
I just don't support that. I call that price gouging. If you explain to a customer that they no longer make these parts, they are discontinued, or they're very hard to find, does that warrant additional time to prepare your estimate and fix your vehicle? Absolutely. Even when we call warranty companies, it's 3 phone calls sometimes. Your initial call to make the claim. Of course, you can't talk to anybody, and then that's 5-10 minutes there. Then you're waiting while they call you back, and then you have 5 or 10 minutes of discussion there. And then, if they're a good company, they'll hash it out with you right then and there. If not, they will call you back again so they can go online and find out where they can get the used, cheapest garbage parts to put on your car. Then they'll call you back and then haggle and argue with you. So that is an additional hour of time when you have an aftermarket warranty that your service provider has to spend. That I understand. So we don't really deal with any warranty companies because it doesn't make any sense and it's not profitable enough to even bother. But do you feel that you should be price gouged by the dealership and at the tune of almost $6,000 for 2 taillight assemblies, 2 modules that go into taillight assemblies, and a partial harness in the back? And I will tell you, he probably spent about an hour's worth of diagnostic time on it. And it would probably take him an hour to unplug the harness and route it, because only partial rear harness, and put the taillights in and put it back together. But when I heard that they're charging for that, I was like, whoa. And what do these people do at the dealership? You know, I doubt they went line by line by line on this job. They probably just went and hit him with, hey man, this is going to cost you $5,600 to fix it. And he was just like, okay, go fix it. He obviously has predisposed income. He didn't challenge. The taillight assemblies by no means were damaged or destroyed. The harnesses took on moisture. The taillight assemblies took on moisture. And that's all Ford engineering faults. So it's a 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 5 years. Truck looked like it was meticulously maintained. And Ford didn't step up and back him up whatsoever. That's shitty. That customer did nothing wrong other than maintain his vehicle properly and keep it clean. And Ford's shortcomings on their taillight assemblies taking on moisture, just like Tesla, those pieces of shit, to the tune that same thing I said about my son's Tesla and all Teslas out there. It's normal to get water in your taillight assemblies. That's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. And then guess what happens? In 3 to 5 years, everything's rotted out, and you can't afford to fix it if you're the average person who makes under 50 grand a year. I'm not throwing stones at anyone, I'm saying. If Tesla told you it was $2,000 or $6,000 for your taillight assemblies 5 years later out of warranty, what are you going to do with that car? It probably needs tires. It probably needs front end work. It probably needs other things too. It needs maintenance. You're going to trade that piece of shit in. But the point is, there are shortcomings on their engineering and designs and lying to the customers. That's normal. Moisture in your headlights is not normal. Moisture in your taillights is not normal. That's a manufacturing defect, and they don't want to stand behind it because it costs them millions of dollars to do that. And in the end, what happens is it costs you thousands of dollars to fix your fairly new car that you've taken care of. And that's shitty. Same thing with these engines today. Hondas can't make 30,000 miles with internal engine problems. Time and chain issues. All this is from the lack of them educating you as the consumer to buy their product on how to maintain it properly. You know why? Because they want you to come back every 3 to 5 years and buy a car. They don't give a shit about you. That's the truth. But how do you feel about paying locating fee for parts? Every day we go and locate parts in my shop, just like probably many other service providers out there. They go online. They're going through their parts department. If the parts department doesn't have an answer, they're going online. They're making extra phone calls. Do you feel that that's price gouging? I think that's unfair.